So as you may or may not know, I'm in grad school to become an occupational therapist. Despite what it looks like, occupational therapists don't just help people get jobs, or occupations. Rather, we help people, often those who have disabilities or injuries, better accomplish all sorts of occupations in the classic sense. Things like hygiene, feeding, social participation, and something I'm particularly interested in, taking transit. And so today I will be joined by my academic advisor and anatomy and biomechanics professor, Dr. Laura Huth. Dr. Huth has been an occupational therapist for many years, but she has never taken a bus here in Pittsburgh.
It's sad but true. I've been living in the country my whole life, and now I work in the big city, and I've got to learn how to get around.
So today we will be riding from here at Carlow University to the Strip District to get pierogies, and we will be doing activity analysis on riding the bus. Dr. Huth, what is a activity analysis?
Well, what we're going to do today is we are going to work on getting onto the bus, how we pay to get on the bus. We're going to look at all the skills that are involved in a bus ride and getting around in a big city. So we'll see what kind of motor skills, what kind of cognitive skills, fine motor skills, all the different skills we need to actually perform the task of riding on the bus to go get some lunch.
Sweet, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So how are we feeling?
I'm good, I'm excited, nervous. Seems like a really busy day and I've never done this before, but I know I'm in good hands. It's very fast paced. I felt like I didn't have enough time to get on the bus and put my money in the machine. And if my fingers weren't working right because I was nervous, it definitely held up the line behind me and I felt kind of bad. So I was already in an anxious kind of state when I got on the bus. Maybe if I had a card, that would help with that.
So this part of Fifth Avenue is always under construction.
It was when I went to college 20 years ago. I feel like when the bus stops and starts, you need to have really good trunk control where you feel really unstable, like you're gonna fall when the bus is moving. And I imagine if you had any kind of compression fractures in your spine, in your vertebrae, then this would be a really uncomfortable ride and a really uncomfortable situation, and you wouldn't want to go many places. It would be very isolating if you knew taking the bus somewhere would cause you pain. Would you want to go to hang out with friends, or would you keep only to the things that you have to do, like work or doctor's appointments?
So when our blue dot, which is where we are, gets to the white dot, or gets close to the white dot, go ahead and pull the stop request cable. How do you think a client who wasn't as smartphone savvy would know when to get off? I'm
sitting here wondering when I would know how to get off, because I have no idea. I can't really hear that very well over the bus noise. So I see somebody's requesting a stop. I would probably get scared if I thought I was close enough to my stop and just hop off when somebody else did. Because I know how to walk around the city. I just don't know how to take the bus around the city.
Part 1 of 2. So how is morale after one bus?
It's good, I'm feeling confident. Now I am kind of nervous, like how do you know where to get the next bus? I have to read all the signs. I don't see a next bus sign, so I'm just gonna walk until we see one. I can do this because I like pierogies and I know that is our reward for all this hard work today.
Here's our 87.
I didn't have to pay any because the cash machine was broke, so woo, free bus ride. This is like my day.
And so, we have our Polish food.
I'm so excited. It was hard to pick what we were going to have because everything in there looked delicious. I've learned so much on this day out. It really makes you realize all of the skills that are required just to get out and about in the community. Things like just planning. Am I going to use an app to pay for my bus ride? Do I need cash? Do I need exact change? Do I have the fine motor coordination to put the money into the machine? There is a lot involved in just planning how to get to the bus, how to get on the bus, where to sit once you get on the bus so that you feel safest. I found that I like to sit in the front of the bus, closer to the bus driver, so I know that if I have a problem and I need to ask someone a question, the driver's right there. Certainly chronic pain came into play, and trunk stability when you're trying to sit on the bus and it's bouncing around and it's stopping and it's starting and you get kind of tossed around a little bit. So anyone who has issues with their trunk muscles or the strength in their body might feel uneasy riding the bus because it's throwing you back and forth when it starts and stops, and there's so much construction in town that we're frequently stopping and going around obstacles and bouncing on potholes. So welcome to Pittsburgh. It's a beautiful city, but its roads do need some help. So certainly a lot to consider when you have to get off the bus, when you have to get back on, how you're finding the next stop that you need to get to. Do you know how to walk to your destination once you get off the bus? There are definitely so many different cognitive components to riding the bus that I'm sure as young people are developing and maybe have to ride the bus to school, there's a lot to consider there. And older folks, as they age and their cognition declines or their cognitive health declines, are they able to keep those same skills and executive functioning that's required when we're out working on community mobility? So definitely lots of areas that occupational therapists can work with their clients on, and I'm so thankful to have had this opportunity so that I finally understand all the components that go in to successfully taking a bus trip.
And on that note, it's time to eat some Polish food. Dr. Huth, thank you so much for joining me here on Classy Will.
Thank you for having me.
Be sure to subscribe for more accessibility and transit-related nonsense. Take care till the next one.
Bye.